Welcome to Story Time with Pookie. Today's story will have you overthink and be on edge at work. I don't know if anyone will believe me. I'm not sure I'd believe it myself if it hadn't happened to me. But I need to get this out, if only to warn someone else. If you ever work late, really late, and something feels off, just go home. Don't brush it off. Don't second-guess your gut. I used to be one of those people who thought the scariest thing in life was missing a deadline. I worked in a mid-sized marketing firm in a high-rise building downtown. Normal place. Corporate. Beige walls. Always smelled faintly of printer ink and bad coffee. The incident happened just a few months ago, but it's something I'll carry with me forever. It was a Thursday night. Our team had a big pitch the next morning, and I volunteered to stay back and finish the client presentation. Everyone else left by 7:30. I remember that because Elena, my manager, passed my desk and gave me a quick smile. "Don't stay too late, all right?" she said, tucking her coat around her. "Security gets weird after 9. I laughed. "Weird how?" "Just don't wander around alone," she said. She hesitated, then added, "There's been some complaints. Missing lunches, flickering lights. Silly stuff. Probably nothing." It sounded like an odd jump from sandwiches to safety, but I waved her off. "I'll be fine. I've got noise-canceling headphones and 2 Red Bulls. Living the dream." She left, and I stayed. The office felt different once the sun went down. Quieter. Still. You notice things you usually don't: the low hum of the fluorescent lights, the way the air conditioning clicks off for the night, the echo of your own typing. By 9 p.m., I was the only one on the 14th floor. Or at least, I thought I was. At 9:17, the printer in the far corner of the office started whirring. I froze. I hadn't sent anything to print. I hadn't even opened the printer queue. I stood up and leaned over my cubicle wall. I couldn't see the printer from where I sat, so I walked toward it. My footsteps echoed off the laminate floor. When I reached the printer, it spat out the last page with a mechanical sigh. It was a single sheet of paper. No headers. No formatting. Just 2 lines typed in the middle of the page. "You shouldn't be here. You're not supposed to see this." I stared at it, waiting for a punchline that never came. Was this a prank? Had someone sent this from another floor? I checked the printer's log. Nothing. It was as if the job had never existed. That's when I heard the elevator ding. It was distant, but unmistakable. I walked back through the open office toward the glass doors that overlooked the elevator lobby. The doors were closed, but from where I stood, I could see one of the elevator cars had stopped on my floor. The doors were open, but no one got out. I waited. The doors closed. The car went back down. I felt off. Like my skin was vibrating. That primal part of you that doesn't have words but knows when something is wrong was screaming at me. I grabbed my bag. Enough was enough. But then I hesitated. The files. I hadn't saved them to the cloud yet, and we had the pitch first thing in the morning. If I left now, I have to explain myself. And besides, maybe the printer was just glitching. Maybe the elevator was called accidentally from another floor. Maybe I was just tired and paranoid. I sat back down. Idiot. Around 9:45, I heard footsteps. Soft, deliberate. not the casual walk of a coworker heading to the break room. These were slow, cautious, like someone was trying not to be heard. They came from the hallway that led to the small storage rooms and the emergency stairs. I took off my headphones. The office was silent. I stood up again and peeked down the hallway. No one. But the light was on in the supply closet. I remember turning it off when I passed earlier. I stared at that glowing rectangle of fluorescent light and told myself I was being ridiculous. Maybe someone else had stayed late. Maybe security was doing rounds. I even called out, "Hello?" No answer. But the light clicked off. I backed away. I didn't hear the switch flick, and I didn't see anyone leave the closet. The light just went dark. I backed up to my desk, heart pounding. I grabbed my phone and opened the camera app, not even sure why. I guess I thought I might catch someone hiding or playing a trick. I snapped a photo of the hallway. Nothing. Just a long, empty corridor. But when I looked closer, I noticed something that made my blood turn cold. In the reflection of the glass frame at the end of the hall, barely visible, was the outline of a person. Just standing there. Watching. I didn't wait this time. I grabbed my laptop, stuffed it in my bag, and bolted for the elevator. As I passed the hallway, I didn't look. I couldn't. I was too scared of what I might see. I jabbed the elevator button over and over. When the doors opened, I rushed in and hit the L4 lobby. As the doors began to close, I looked up and for a fraction of a second, I saw a pale face at the far end of the hallway. Not moving. Just watching me leave. The ride down felt like it took years. My ears were ringing. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely hold my phone. When I got to the lobby, it was deserted. The security desk was empty. The front doors were locked. I called Elena. No answer. I called the building's emergency contact. Nothing. Then, I turned toward the glass front doors and saw movement on the second-floor balcony above. A figure. Watching. I didn't wait for the night guard. I used the emergency door and set off the alarm. I ran 6 blocks to the train station and didn't stop looking over my shoulder the entire way. The next morning, I didn't go in. I called out sick and sent Elena an email explaining what happened. She called me immediately. Her voice was tight. "I need you to listen to me very carefully. Did you go into the hallway near the supply closet?" "Yes," I said. "Did you open the third door on the left?" "No." "Why?" She sighed, and for a moment, I thought the line had disconnected. Then she said, "You're not the first person this has happened to." She invited me to meet her in person the next day at a coffee shop, not the office. Inside were printouts of emails, incident reports, even a few blurry security cam stills. People had reported strange things on the 14th floor for years. Not just employees, cleaners, temp workers, even visiting clients. A temp who worked in data entry vanished in 2019. Never clocked out. His last known location? That same hallway. Security claimed he left. No one ever found footage of him doing so. Another employee was hospitalized in 2021 after being found unresponsive in the stairwell. He couldn't speak for weeks. "I've reported it to corporate," Elena said. "No one cares. We lost 3 people last year to sudden resignations, all citing the atmosphere as the reason. They were too scared to be specific. HR brushed it off. Why not shut the floor down?" I asked. She smiled bitterly. Because money. Because it's prime office space and we're behind on rent. Because no one wants to believe that something like this can happen in a regular office building. I didn't know what to say. Then she leaned in. You said the printer went off, right? I nodded. She reached into the folder and pulled out a copy of another printout. Same format. Same font. Same eerie placement on the page. But the message was different. You saw it. Now it sees you. I quit that week. I didn't give 2 weeks' notice. I didn't clean out my desk. I left my badge on my kitchen counter and ghosted the company. Elena understood. She even emailed me a reference. But it didn't end there. For weeks, I felt watched. Not just in public, at home. My lights would flicker at night. My hallway printer would sometimes turn on by itself, spitting out blank pages. I hear footsteps in my apartment above me, even though no one lives there. Then one night, I came home and found a piece of paper slid under my front door. You brought it home. I moved the next day. New city. New job. I work fully remote now, from a home that doesn't have a single hallway or shared wall. But sometimes when I work late, past midnight, I swear I hear something that sounds like a printer. And once, just once, I found a document open on my laptop that I hadn't created. Just 2 words typed in the center of the screen. Still watching. Let's not meet. Ever.